The following program is paid for by the Charlie Butler team. Looking for tips on selling your home? Tune into the Charlie Butler Show right here on WGBF AM every Sunday at 9 a.m. The Charlie Butler Show, where your questions get answers. Charlie guarantees it.
Good Sunday morning, Tri-State. This is the Charlie Butler Real Estate Show. I'm Charlie Butler, as I am most Sundays. I'm back, even though Candace embarrassed me last week with her Frosty story about me.
I'm sorry about that, Charlie.
Would I ever embarrass you?
Every day.
Okay. Well, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Okay. But
I was on time for this one.
You were on time.
I was.
Even though you threw everybody late, but you were still on somehow. You were on time for you.
Well, that's okay. I was on time for this one.
Okay. All right. That's your story, and you're sticking to it. Uh-huh. Also, of course, as he is every Sunday, David Crow from Churchill Mortgage. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Tri-State. Quick. Candace, did he just ask you, does he ever embarrass you?
He did ask that.
I thought that was
he
a question.
Did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's what he asked.
Just checking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyone who listens to the show regularly knows that. Kind of a funny question.
I know. I answered with a straight face.
I've never done it outside the show, though, David.
Never.
That's just for radio.
I'm sure around the Keller Williams office, there's never any side stories.
Never.
No.
Never.
No. And Candace had a recent birthday, and we really can't talk about her.
We can't talk about it. No.
We would get thrown off the air then.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Well,
moving right along, huh, Candace?
I'm now you've embarrassed me on this one.
Yes.
And guys, you are just going to have to imagine what we got Candace for her birthday. I mean, there's just because we can't say that.
We can't. No.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Tickle me Elmo?
Yeah.
Oh, it could tickle you, but
I don't know. It could choke you, but I don't know.
I'd like to be removed from this conversation.
and that voice who's on the show for the first time and probably the last, if she has anything to do with it.
The last
is Megan Thomas. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning. Good morning.
Megan is, for those of you who don't know her, Megan is a realtor with Keller Williams on the McBride team. Megan, you have recently, you've done a great job as far as on the real estate side, but you have taken on some additional responsibilities recently.
Yeah. So been an agent for about 5 years. Again, I'm on the McBride team with Jenny McBride. She just trained me really well to be a leader, and I saw a position in our office that was needing a little help with onboarding and recruiting of new agents. So I've stepped into the Director of Agent Development and Services role. So,
Megan, what does that entail?
So I kind of straightened up our onboarding process, want to make sure agents new or transfers, experienced, already licensed, come on and get a really good first impression with Keller Williams. As we know, when working with clients, you can be competing against a bunch of other people, as we are. Keller Williams, there's other brokerages, and we also know that the people who provide you the value the first and the fastest and really create a connection and care about your goals in business are high up there to get your service, get your business. So we want to make sure they have a really good first taste, first impression of Keller Williams when they come in, so really making that experience great for them.
That sounds great. So are you mainly focusing, I know we have team leader Joe Kratashville, who also recruits and helps bring new agents in, but are you focusing more on new agents or?
We do, yeah, Joe. We have a great leadership team. Joe is focusing on kind of the top 20%, the top dogs, and then I get to focus on the new ones and help them become the top dogs.
All right, there we go. Well, you've done that. I mean, you have. I remember when you started, you were a brand new agent and have done very well.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So
there's good leaders there at Keller Williams. So you look at all the top producers like you and Jenny and some other agents, and you just do what they're doing.
See, Candace, remember that. You do what I do, okay?
Okay. My God, yeah, I'm not getting on the other side of that. So I'm going to kiss your butt so hard, Charlie.
Megan was wondering, what do you all talk about on the air?
I know.
I'm just listening how this conversation's going this morning.
So David, maybe you can bring a little sanity to this, as far as, but not a lot. So speaking of things that got a little more sane are the mortgage rates.
Yes, we've had a really good influx of good rates. as we move here into the month of December. The reality is we're gonna continue probably to hold in good rate times. I believe this will carry through the first quarter. I think you'll see even more improvement second quarter, but then the second half of 2024 is when we're really going to see improvement. And, Megan, something you said, and I'm sorry to kind of transition here. You just talked about adding the value and their first impressions and so forth and trying to get these new agents to be the rock stars. One of the things, I follow a lot of information. I'm a real boring guy. But I think it was the National Association of Realtors put this out for you guys, is statistically 67% of clients will go with the first realtor that they make contact with. So I was talking about the importance of being that first phone call, that first point of contact, that ultimately after clients, buyers, sellers, they, especially in the buyer market, it's 67%. The first realtor they talk to, that's who they go with. So the importance for realtors is to get out there and make those phone calls and stay in front of those potential clients.
Oh yeah, speed to lead. I mean, you increase your chances of getting that client significantly
Absolutely.
just by answering your phone the first time it rings.
And you're reading my mind, because that so many times, and we all think, well, our marketing was just fabulous, or they're calling us because we're so good and blah, blah, blah. And you ask them, how did you hear about us? Oh, you were the one that answered your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. Nine times out of 10.
We call 5 other agents, but you answered your phone.
Yep.
Candace,
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. It really makes you feel special whenever they say that.
All that money I spent on advertising, marketing, all those headshots. And
that was very effective.
You answered.
Right.
You were ninth on the list.
Right.
Oh, God, that makes me feel so
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right.
Ninth is the new first.
Glad I could be the
But I know
ninth one.
I'm sure you've had it happen just like everybody else has.
Yeah.
When we,
many a times.
Yeah.
Many a times you hear that answer.
But it's so. Yeah. But it may not always make us feel the best. But for any realtors that are listening, answer your phone.
Yeah.
Because you'll do a lot.
Or keep not answering your phone.
And we will answer our
appreciate
phone.
that.
Good point.
Some of you don't, and I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
But no, it's weird, and I'm sure mortgage business the same way.
Which is why when we're on here, I always give my cell phone, because that way I can see them calling. I've got an autoresponder, let them know I'm working with another client. We'll call them right back. And so it just didn't go into a black hole, if you will. Right. And we talked about it last week. We all have landlines, but the fastest, easiest way to get a hold of us is in this day and age is our cell phones.
Yep.
And the beautiful thing, and I chuckle all the time, and I used to ask it a few years ago, but it's more common. I love the fact that I can be working with a client who's getting pre-qualified, and I love it. They're like, I can't answer my phone at work, but I can text.
Yeah.
It's so much of our business. We're all laughing and looking at each other. But there was a time, I can remember many years ago, I hate to say it, that young people were starting to text more. I mean, that's how many years I can go back. I can remember older people going, that's so rude. They sit over there and they text. And then I've watched the evolution when it comes to talking versus texting. And the vast majority of people now, they prefer, unless it's something critical, so many things can happen. In our industry, you guys know, you can have 4 different conversations going on, taking care of the needs of each one of them simultaneously. And so cell phone is the absolute best way for all of us out there.
Oh,
this
yeah.
day and age.
I taught at Harrison last week and saw kids walking with their cell phones. Like, they're going to so get in trouble. You're not supposed to have those out. And the teacher's like, no, pull them out. We want them out in class now. It helps them. And I'm like, wow. I mean, we couldn't have gum back in my day.
Right.
Exactly.
Back in my day. So it was very interesting to see.
Whenever I was in high school math, there was a new product that just came out. It was all over TV. Texas Instruments had the handheld calculator. That's where we were at.
That was a big improvement from the Stone and Chisel. That made us make our mistakes a lot easier, right?
I didn't know which one of you two was going to say that.
I was going to talk about the
your
phone
dinosaur?
that had the,
We're going to talk about
that's what
abacus
he
here
was.
in a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, they didn't let you use even a handheld calculator because they thought it would hurt your math skills.
Oh, and it does.
And
it does. I'm a calculator baby.
Yeah.
Jokes on those teachers. I do always have a calculator in my pocket now.
And talking about texting, Megan's on the McBride team. When Jenny McBride was fairly new, she was on my team, and I didn't allow texting.
Oh.
See what I'm saying? I brought it up.
Insane.
I can remember the evolution of this. And feeling like this is.
Oh, and they do. You can tell agents who still, they're like, hit the phone call. And you can tell the agents who are kind of there switching, teetering it. I mean, you get a hold of a lot of people now texting. Phone call's important, but a lot of clientele wants that relationship built over text before they want to talk to you on the phone. It's interesting.
Yeah, sometimes they won't answer a phone call, but they'll answer
at work.
a text.
They can text though. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this was 20 years ago. I'm talking about. And that was the early days of texting, and I found I gave in enough for those guys where they could confirm appointments, and that was everything else. But people still answer. There were still landlines in. People still answer their phone.
I can tell you, and I can still remember. I used to manage a great sales team and great salespeople, and I had one of my leading salespeople. At that time, she was probably in her upper 50s, and I paired her with a young girl that was in her mid 20s, and they were working in a model home selling new construction. And the 50-year-old would come in my office and be like, I'm so angry. All she does is sit across the desk and stay on her cell phone and texting. And then I watched that evolution just with that one team, because within 2 years, my 50-some-odd-year-old realized she's connecting with so many people by texting. And that's why I use that as an example. I've watched that evolution in the workplace take place. And she didn't realize that the young girl wasn't just playing games. She was texting probably 20 to 30 different realtors and trying to drive business to them. So anyway, I can say, sadly, that I've watched the evolution take place. And I, too, why are you texting? And anyway, it's a different world. And the fact of the matter is, Candace, you just said something a moment ago. They won't answer their phone.
Yeah.
Either A, it's easier to say no on text. Okay. B, it's more of, what do you want?
Right.
Who is what
this?
Do you want?
Yeah.
Once okay, well, then they'll call you right back. Okay, right. But they want to know, what do you want?
And so many spam calls. I mean,
exactly. So,
and now the spam calls have 812 numbers.
Yeah, they got smart.
Oh, they've got smart.
They got smart.
It looks real. It looks like somebody's coming in.
And the robots sound real, too. Sounds like a real person. And then you get to talking, and then you realize, I've just been talking to a robot.
I do the same thing sometimes. Maybe.
They were listening really well. They're good listeners.
Yeah. They, we're on track so well here.
Yes, we're on track.
But we haven't paid any bills yet, though.
Nope.
I'm sure the folks at Bossy Title will find that their money's being well spent with our conversation today. But if you're getting divorced, if you have a home that's this starts to sound cold here.
It really is.
Merry Christmas and Happy
divorce,
New Year.
death, anything else.
Great Thanksgiving. If it didn't go well at that family dinner and you need help with the divorce court, Charlie's trying to hit you up there.
If you have a home that's in the state, and you're wondering, like in divorce, you're wondering, how bad did she screw up my credit? Okay.
Yep.
Call the folks at Bossy Title. They can run a title search to see if there's 15 liens on your house, that you don't know about. No, I am joking here. Okay.
And if you're just buying a house and just want to make sure
you're
that
happy
the
and the
title is
family's
clean.
still together.
Right.
I mean, you can also use Bossy Title.
Use Bossy Title. Yeah.
Thank you for getting me out of that quagmire I got myself into. And I guess Bossy's probably, I could if I moved along to our other sponsor, Churchill Mortgage. David, I know Dave Ramsey, who's on right before us, he gives a number, but that's a national number. And if they want more local service, they can contact you directly, right?
Absolutely. So if you're getting married, getting divorced, staying together, or upsizing, downsizing, whatever the absolute need is, David Crow can help you. Folks, I'm with Churchill Mortgage, and cell phone is the easiest way, best way, as we've been talking, 270-222-0676, and I can help you with all your home loan needs.
And Megan, did you win? We just recently sponsored a contest for Taylor Swift tickets. Do you like Taylor Swift, by the way?
I've heard of her, yes. I've heard of her, yes.
So
that's exciting. I didn't know you guys did that.
We've done that. We've done a giveaway two different occasions. I think we had one in Paris, and I think we did one in Florida.
Like Paris, France, not Paris, Kentucky. Paris, France. Okay.
Either way, as long as Taylor was there.
Paris, Tennessee. Yeah. Were those that
Megan, he didn't tell you 5 different people on the Charlie Butler team received free tickets to Taylor Swift when she was here in the U.S.
Oh,
Well, it might be unfortunate
No,
if something
okay.
happens to someone on the Butler team and they can't use those tickets.
I'm teasing her.
But we do sponsor the Charlie Butler team does sponsor some of these flyaways that you hear on the various town square stations, KDQ,
Yes.
WGBF FM, WJLT, and on. But Taylor Swift was just recently. You also like her boyfriend, I understand.
I liked her boyfriend before she liked her boyfriend. I would like to say I am not a bandwagon Chiefs fan. I did like the Chiefs before Taylor. I also liked Taylor before Travis liked Taylor. So I was first and support both of them separately and really support both of them together.
Now, did you like Travis? Did you know who Travis was before
I did.
Mahomes got there?
No, we've
Like
just
most people.
Mahomes. Yeah, unfortunately,
I'm with ya.
fortunately, Mahomes got us to watch the Chiefs a little bit more.
Amen.
And I immediately found that tight end position right after that, though, and it was like 8-7. He should catch the ball more because I like his face on TV.
Okay, well, his face on TV, huh?
No, but they're a very good combo.
Megan, he has a helmet on, so you can't see his face.
Well, on the sidelines, they like to show him in the playbacks when he doesn't have his helmet on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was him I was Mahomes for Halloween, and my boyfriend was Travis Kelce.
Oh, that's funny.
It was great. It was great.
You should have been Mahomes, my auto, like the commercial.
We thought about that being Mahomes and my auto, but I was like, we can't. We got to keep it OG with the double duo. So
So for those that I think we mentioned this earlier, but we are taping on this week because of Thanksgiving for Monday, or it is Monday. I mean, and the Eagles and the Chiefs are tonight.
Oh, yeah. Cleared my schedule. Made sure no late appointments to watch that. Big fan of
that's
the
that
Kelce
thing.
brothers.
We're on here on Sunday. This game has already been played, but as we're taping, we have no idea. We just know that this is going to be this is a big hype.
Is big hype.
Yeah.
Super exciting game. Just simply because they're two very. You like to watch two
very
good
good
teams
teams.
play.
Yeah.
You like to watch two good teams play, making an exciting game. I'm going to go on a limb and say we're going to be celebrating a Chiefs victory when this airs.
Okay.
So
And
when
then
people
if
are
they
listening-
can edit and cut, we're celebrating an Eagles victory as this airs. So if someone could edit that appropriately, please.
Megan picked it perfectly.
Either way, I definitely dominated that pick.
And also, as I don't know if we've told Megan this or not, that pick will go out all over the world because we are also on Spotify, Google Play, Apple something or other.
iTunes.
Apple
Yeah.
iTunes.
Yeah, that
iTunes.
fancy Apple place.
And
Not a big fan of fruit.
everywhere you get your podcast. So this show is podcast. Also on WGBF AM's app.
and website.
Thank you.
App and website. It's both. We've looked at it. Now we've got people that go to the website. I've literally had a couple people listen to it at their computer at work with their AirPods in, and they're literally doing it on the website.
We occasionally will get an email from someone who's listening from out of the area too, East Coast.
Especially Charlie.
Yeah.
Those West Coasters.
So, yeah, the West Coasters have been very, very good to us. So Megan, if you're thinking about getting your real estate license, not you personally, but you
Gotcha.
probably should think about that as much as you've sold.
As
okay?
much as I've sold, I should
Yeah.
probably look into getting that license. It
but
seems important.
if someone is thinking about getting a real estate license, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, no, definitely can. First and foremost, that you need to have is you have to be late to everything, Candace. So I already know you're a fantastic real
Yes.
estate
Thank
agent.
you, Megan. Thank you.
You cannot be on time anywhere, and that is
Okay.
the first rule
That's-
of being in real estate.
Check.
It's new. I was born to be an agent. Born to be
Me
an
too.
agent.
Thank you, Megan, for
You're
understanding.
welcome. Girl power. You're going to hear from a lot of people that it's not a time to get into real estate, but I would speak the exact opposite because we are going to lose a very, very high percentage of real estate agents who came in probably during 2020, 2021, 2022-ish when it was a little bit of a simpler time to make sales. So there is a little bit less competition. So it is a fantastic time to get into real estate right now because if you grind, come in, do our training, you will excel when the market's down. And that means you will do even better when the market goes back up. So we have a partnership with the CE Shop where they run discounts all the time. Make sure you're following the Keller Williams Capital Realty Facebook page for all of those discounts.
Some of those are pretty good discounts too. It's not like 5% off or something.
Hopefully the CE Shop isn't listening because we're not supposed to name this too soon. But when this airs, 11/27 through 11/30, there's 50% off site wide.
Wow.
That's their big one this year. It's a Cyber Monday, the only Monday you'll want to last forever, they say. So myrealtylicense.com. Look forward to go there, and that will be our co-branded shop with them and get that 50% off site-wide. That is big because it's a good little chunk to get your license, but if you're starting any other business, which that's what you're doing when you become a real estate agent, is starting your own business, the return on investment that you'll get from becoming an agent is just phenomenal. It's about $1,700 to $1,800 to get started from doing the 90-hour pre-licensing course that's required by the state of Indiana, about $64 to pass your exam, which is a state national portion, $60 to get that application signed off once you've passed those things, and then we get you hooked up with our board, which has several different fees to get you started. But we walk you through every step of the way. Even if you just have questions, always feel free to reach out, and we can see how this is a profitable journey for you.
And how do they reach out to you, Megan?
They can reach out to me, Megan, at 812-205-8270. And again, that's Megan. And with any questions, concerns about becoming an agent or what it's like to be an agent, we got some really good role models here for you at Keller Williams.
Great. That's great. Megan, just switching topics slightly here. You are, and I don't know a lot about this, but I see your social media. You're a big animal lover.
Big animal lover, yes.
And you, I think one of your, Jenny and I were talking one day, I think one of your goals has to do with dogs.
Yes. So I have a long-term goal. It's a kind of an animal hospice, loving dogs to death. So I got a heart for the senior ones, the older ones that they pass up. I volunteer, me and my admin, Alicia, once a month do a Forever Home Spotlight at the Work Humane Society. And we always try to pick the long-term older ones to get a home. So, yeah, a nonprofit to start up that someday.
Great. And I know I see you on Facebook and other places a lot with your dogs.
Those dogs, my dogs, yeah, I'm a fur mama, 3 huskies. They're all over my Facebook page. So
you better keep them away from Candace's dog because he would eat up a husky. He's a big one.
He is.
Mine, I have properly made them big giant babies, so no worry about that. They would definitely run away in terror.
Yeah, mine also would run away in terror because he's afraid of his own shadow. But he will bark like he's going to do something. But as soon as And
he's actually a very small dog, actually.
Very, very small.
Yeah.
What kind of dog is he?
A Yorkie Cairn Terrier mix. I have the DNA test. I can tell you what all the things are. Yeah, I do. Yeah, we got him DNA
version
tested.
of a Yorkie.
I want to get mine DNA tested too. When you times it by 3, I get to pick my favorite and say, "We'll do you first."
It's really,
and then assume the other ones are pretty close.
Yeah. It was really a neat thing. There was a lot of stuff that I was like, "Oh, that's what that is that he has." So yeah.
Yeah, I have. I've always wanted to do that.
David, so
are you getting ready to ask me if I'm getting DNA tested?
No.
Oh,
I actually did want that. What's the thing where you
23andMe or
one of those where you spit
one
in
of
the
them.
thing and they get you. I forget.
I can't remember.
That was probably a physical at the doctor, Charlie. But
no, there is
sure.
one. You know what I'm talking about.
The guy in the back alley.
Yeah. Jordan. It's not too late.
You're asking for trouble.
Jordan, get on the roll here. Thank goodness we got to talk about mortgages for a minute, Jordan, or you would be in trouble. So, David, people may be listening. They're saying, when we talk about high 6s, low 7s. They're saying, well, that's still not a great rate, but we're not talking about a forever rate here, are we?
Amen. That's the biggest message I try to share along with people is, and I can share with you, if you call me to get pre-approved to buy a home today, I will also be running an analysis for you as a refinance in probably less than 12 months and what that would look like. So the biggest message I continue to share with people is, if the home works for you now, you love the home, the location, so forth, you buy the home. The interest rate that you have is a temporary interest rate. I monitor the data. I see it each day, sadly, and definitely weekly and monthly, and rates will move down in 2024 and again in 2025. And so this is just a temporary monthly payment that you'll probably make less than 12 months payments on before you're refinancing to a lower monthly payment. The higher interest rates, no question, kept some people from qualifying. So the higher rate, just simply on a debt-to-income purpose, kept them from qualifying to buy a home. So the rates moving down are opening the doors for more people to qualify. And folks, we said it last week, as rates continue to move down and there's still not enough homes on this market, you're going to get back into bidding wars. So you need to be out looking for a home. Megan mentioned earlier, realtors, it's kind of a tough time. I don't know if this is the right time. This is the right time.
Same exact thing for buyers and sellers. I mean, we could go on another 30 minutes about how horrifically tough it was in 2021, 2022, and interest rates were 3%, and people were still talking about waiting. And they're talking about waiting now. Everyone's always talking about waiting, and we don't say right now is the best time to buy just because we're in sales. It's because we know the data, we know what's happening right now,
yes.
And we know that it will always be an asset that will be of value to you, and it just makes sense. It just makes sense right now.
Well, you're going to pay, as we've talked about for years, actually, you're going to pay a mortgage. One way or the other.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. So you're either going to pay your mortgage or your landlord's mortgage.
Yeah,
Yep.
Great point.
And right now, rent is not cheap right now.
As an investor and landlord, no, it's not. And that is also good on that end.
Yep.
Yes, it's actually been very good. And talking about an asset, the one thing I can say is even with elevated rates, and the media always harps. So if you're getting your information from Good Morning America, Today's Show, 8 o'clock in the morning type thing, bad news drives ratings. The reality is appreciation, even in higher interest rates, and people talk about the market softening and those things. We know the market is still very strong. We're in the month of December now. We can look back over 11 months of data. We know this year, 2023, over 7 different institutions, entities that I monitor. Each of those 7 now have appreciation on homes nationwide, somewhere between 6 and just over 8% appreciation that took place in this year. So, on a $100,000 home, just keeping simple numbers, you're talking about if you bought the home at the beginning of 2023 in this, quote unquote challenging market, you've gained $6,000 to $8,000 in appreciation just on a $100,000 home. And so that is truly an asset that people need to be investing in.
To go off of that, David, just real quick, since October 2021 in Evansville from 2022 was a 16.5% increase. From 2022 to 23 is a 4.2% increase. So if you bought in 2021, your home essentially could have increased 18% in value because over a 2-year period. So it's always increasing. Now, again, 4.2% is less increase than 16.5%. So when you hear the news say home values are decreasing, that's right, but not we're still not negative numbers. Yeah, it's still a good increase.
Megan, we always ask people this.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Are you okay? You tried to break the table in two.
I broke my elbow. The table's real sturdy.
Okay. Good table. We got a good table, Jordan.
Good solid table there.
We're down to a minute, but what's your strangest real estate story, like, with clients that you can tell on the air?
Oh, God. It's not strangest, but I fall down the stairs a lot. I'm showing houses.
I have also fallen down the stairs.
I live vicariously through Carol on my team. She's got some good stories, so I just get thankful that I just fall downstairs with the stories I've heard.
I have. Who else has opened the door and people are having sex?
I've never done that. I have never done that.
Done that twice.
I have found people sleeping.
Go back to the same home.
He shut the door, then opened it again.
Turns out I'm going to need to show this one again.
I was with a lender once, a lender who was also an investor who you would know.
Yep.
You might want to look at this.
I also would like to be removed from this part of the conversation.
It's always fun on here.
Yeah, it is. But it's time. The clock on the wall and Jordan say it's time to wrap it up. We usually ignore Jordan, but not this time. Megan, you want to give your phone number, how they can reach you? Whether they want.
One more time, 812-205-8270. That's Megan.
Megan Thomas. David, how can they reach you?
David Crow, 270-222-0676.
David, of course, with Churchill Mortgage. Candace
D. Armand, 812-455-6338. Or you can call our team phone, and that is 812-430-1708.
You were quiet today on the show. I don't know why.
Megan, I watched her break her arm, and I was concerned, and it was
All right. Well, Jordan's giving us the evil eye. Jordan got off this week. No fiance stories. No ring, no engagement stories, nothing. Okay. For Megan Thomas, David Curl, Candace DeArmond, this is Charlie Butler. Have a great Sunday.
You've got real estate questions but don't know where to get the answers? Tune in here every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. as Charlie Butler, Evansville's own real estate expert, shares the latest news, info, and insider tips to help you make smart real estate decisions. Find him online at charliebutlerteam.com. This program has been paid for by the Charlie Butler Team.
Newstalk 1280.com.